kind of understand you.
What about this one? Is this one better?
Not so much.
Not so much. Wait. Maybe you can turn my person up. My user or something so you can hear me better. I think Alex did that. Because I can hear myself in Alex's.
Hello and welcome to Yoda Soda Creations, the podcast for a group of friends who went to business talking movies, TV, all the reasons. Interesting things to talk about. You'll never guess what was playing on TV this week.
What?
I'm pretty sure there was a sequel that was released sometime this year.
Sorry, I was breathing on the mic, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. A sequel or something, you said?
I said there was a sequel released. I said the sequel was released sometime earlier this year.
To what? What was this a sequel to? Because I'm kind of lost on what's happening.
Looked like a movie was playing on TV a couple days ago.
Oh. You mean Infinity War? That's the only sequel thing I could think of that came out this year. Or Spider-Man. Either or.
Because I can definitely remember a trailer for the second part. Because I can definitely remember a trailer for the second part dropping around the same time that. I mean, the same day I went to see Mary Poppins. Anyways, apologies for when I was having a bit of a interesting form of coming in. Unfortunately, he's a little elsewhere. Thankfully, not too far. Wilderness near Carlsbad, California.
Yeah, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. And it's late, so I don't want to interrupt people.
Ah, okay. That's understandable.
But I'll try my best. I'll keep it quiet. It's kind of funny. I'm laying on my low bed in a trail.
Can you give a quick sum up of last week?
Oh, me.
Are you talking to him, or...?
Nate, can you give a quick sum up of the episode last week? Your thoughts?
Oh, episode. Okay, what was that about? What was it about? Frick, I can't remember. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, premise. I liked it. Overall, it was good. I think it was a fun little side step. I'm surprised they haven't done something like this before, so it was kind of fun to see it. And we got more Angel and kind of an explanation of Angel and kind of more characterization of Angel besides like just side appearances. So that was all kind of good. How they're basically filling in gaps with the last several episodes. And there were several nice little nods to the fans, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Such as the Mary Disc thing. So that'll give shippers a lot of material.
Yeah, definitely.
That one sentence will fuel many stories.
Yeah, something I noticed with the season is that the shippers are fully on board the writing staff this season.
Yeah, they've got full control of the wheels, and they're spinning them.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, good. One more thing before we actually get to this week. Happy birthday, Michelle Krieger. If you're listening somehow.
If you somehow find at some point, yeah, what he said. Also, I'm hearing a bit of an echo.
Yeah, that comes along with probably me trying to whisper. So annoying.
I couldn't understand a single thing you said because of the echo.
Echo, 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 echo.
Okay. Okay, it seems to be gone now.
Okay, we're in the clear point. Alright, let's get into this episode.
I would say one of us isn't a bit too. Of course, one of us isn't quite that interested in the birthday, quite that interested in whoever's birthday this day. Anyway, Dragon dropped.
Yet another good episode this season.
I'm so glad that we're back on the good streak. This one will be a good, easy rewatch in the future. There's not many gripes with it, to be honest. Timing is good. Maybe a bit more on the tail end would have been nice, and like maybe a bit more on the resolution. But we got all the characters in effect, right? Kind of like how we got all of the characters in the background. I'll give you a little bit of advice, so that was all good. Creations are pretty good. Animation, the kind of road trip, Rambo road trip style is very apparent in this episode.
Semi.
Right. Yeah, but yeah. I'm trying to think of my thoughts on the episode. Besides, it was good. But it's like saying too much will get into spoiler territory.
Oh, do we not do recaps anymore?
No, we do recaps, but I meant like spoiler or thoughts usually get reserved for like after the recap.
Oh, okay. I want to bring up something after the recap as well that's been freaking annoying before I have to go. I'll try to go about 10, so let's get into the recap.
Right. So I suppose we should get into the recap then. So the episode begins with Rarity inviting Spike to yet another adventure through the gem cave. Spike is not listening to a dang thing. He is busy writing the letter. And so he writes the letter, sends it off. Rarity's still talking at him. But he's still not really paying attention because he knows the time and he has to get to the post office. And yeah, Rarity is a bit, she doesn't know how to feel about this. Well, actually, she knows perfectly well how to feel about this. She does not like this. she's so used to Spike being there. What?
No. Yeah, she doesn't like it at all.
Getting that echo thing again.
Continue, sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
Anyway, so Rhodey's in the gem cave trying to, get the different get all her gems together, and the substitute Spike for right now is Applejack. She's not good at catching the gems.
Classic AJ.
Well, should she be? Because she's like apple fucking and stuff, so I don't know. Continuity.
Yeah. In fact, Rhodey's complaints about her not being Spike kind of upsets her a bit to the point where she yells and wakes up the bats. And they get chased out of the cave. So, over at Twilight's castle, Rarity's a mess. It's just like, her mate is horrible, and yeah, it's not a good look. But yeah, she tells Twilight about what's going on, and apparently he's at the post office again, and yeah, Twilight's wondering if maybe Rarity did something to upset him. Rarity has no idea what it could have been, but I suppose she could apologize. So at the post office, Rarity brings in a huge crate of lots of stuff, actually. I think I see some not baking pans, muffin tins, some comics, other stuff probably. And at the post office is a certain familiar griffin. Gabby's back.
Yay!
And she's wondering what Rarity's doing with all this stuff, because it's a bit much. And Rarity's like, no, this isn't for shipping. This is to help with my apology to Spike. What are you apologizing for? Well, it's beside the point. And while she's waiting for Spike, she decides Gabby would be a perfect test to see how her apology goes. Gabby likes it. And Spike wanders in wondering what Rarity's doing. And it's like, oh, I'm trying to, working on practicing my apology to Spike. It is definitely a sincere apology. Wait, what, Spike? What are you doing here? And she does her apology again. Spike's like, yeah, sure. What are you apologizing for? Yeah. But yeah, it turns out Spike and Gabby know each other. They're actually pen pals. They're both from races that aren't exactly, great at the whole friendship thing, and they're both basically in the email service in one form or another. So yeah, they've got along quite well.
Pen pals. Quote unquote. Pen pals. Let's put air quotes around that.
Yeah. So yeah, they've been spending a lot of time together. Rhodey still wants, Rhodey still wants Spike to help with the stuff, but yeah, they have flown off. So Rhodey goes about her day trying to do her normal routine, but without Spike. He isn't there to help or pick between colors, because apparently he's good at picking between very similar colors. He isn't there to help or pick gemstones, because he is not there to taste them. And he is also not there to carry all the bags. Yeah, Rarity is not having a good time. And it's like, she even dragged Fluttershy in to help with the holding the pincushion. And well, see, like, I'm surprised Fluttershy has any free time to help Rarity, given what we saw last week. but, uh, but, hold on, let me check something. Ah, I was just checking some footage. So, Fluttershy does point out that, maybe it'd be nice if Rarity did something for Spike to show her appreciation. And this gives her an idea. And, hold on, what's it called? Ah, so a lot of little old details that I kind of forgot. So anyway, uh, Rarity ends up waking up Spike early in the morning with a brochure for or the crystal camera. What was it called? I forgot again. Sorry about this. Uh, the Great Gem Crevasse of the Crystal Mountain. That's what it's called. Yeah, it's like Spike's excited about this, but he's supposed to hang out with Gabby today. But yeah, he can write her a note. Everything should be fine. So they go on their trip, and they have a great time. Gabby meets them at the train station, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that totally sounds like a better thing than hanging out with me today." So the next day comes along. Gabby and Spike are flying along, and they run into Rarity. And she just so happens to have passes to Power Pony Palooza for today. And Spike's like, "Ooh, that sounds fun." Gabby's a bit disappointed because they're supposed to hang out today, but there's always the next day. So the day finishes. What are you doing?
Oh, am I rushing it on? Is that loud?
A bit.
Yes.
So anyway, they finish up their trip, and they are totally exhausted, and actually even Verdi got dressed up for the convention, going as the maniac. I think that's what her name was. Details from it's 5 seasons prior. It's like, you expect me to remember everything? But they had fun, but they're exhausted. And it's like, yeah, the next day is just going to be resting. And anyone who's gone to a convention knows that feeling. But it's the next day, everyone's tired, and Wendy shows up at the castle and decides maybe they can relax together with a nice game of ogres and oubliettes. And Spike is down for this. So Gabby shows up at the castle. She got a note saying that he was tired, and she bought some soup. I think it was soup. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was soup. Bought some soup for him, and stumbles upon their game. Well, guess it wasn't so much as too tired, but too tired to hang out with Gabby. Yeah, Gabby's sad, Spike is sad. Rarity seems to be very caught up in the game. I guess gamer Rarity confirmed. Like, blog artists, get on that. So yeah, Rarity takes Spike on the normal routine, and Spike is just not feeling it. It's like, this or that? That, I guess. But yeah, they get back to the castle, and Tyler has never seen Spike this sad, and Ray's like, maybe it's the convention, or maybe it's the fact that Gabby doesn't want to hang out with him anymore. which is a surprise to Twilight because they were hanging out all the time. Rarity does explain that she's kind of been using up all of Spike's time and making it so he could hang out with Gabby, and she's just getting so used to having Spike around that not having him around is just... it's difficult. It's like... It's hard adapting to things changing over time without really noticing until it's too late to, Anyway, but it's finally decided that she needs to apologize to Gabby, and she goes to do so, and then Spike shows up, and she apologizes to both of them, and Gabby kind of understands how Rarity feels now, because now she knows what it's like to not have Spike time, and she doesn't like that either. So they basically agree to share him, more or less. So Gabby and Spike go to fly off and hang out for a bit, and Rarity and Pinky are at the gem cave, and Pinky's trying to catch the gems by hoof and not by basket. And in comes Spike. He had fun with Gabby, but he does enjoy his Rarity time. Or like Pinkie Pie's, it's like, oh, is that what it's called? And the episode ends with them being swarmed by bats.
Beautiful.
So yeah, it was a very good episode. We get more of the Spike Rarity, the Sparity shipping, now with the Spabby? Spike Gabby?
We can probably work on that. That's a work in progress.
Yeah. I read about it, read something somewhere, but I forget what it was.
Did it sound any better? Oh, well, I can totally see that taking off because they're closer in age and stuff like that, so it makes more sense, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Or as people will joke, harem ending unlocked.
I bet that might have been a writer's room thing where they're like, we've started this Rarity Spike thing and it's kind of not going anywhere and it can't go anywhere. Let's give them another one. It's like, we've got this character right here. You can have it. There it goes.
It's like, oh, hey, there's this character we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, so overall it was, I quite liked it. It was pretty well-rounded. Some might argue that it depressed rarity a bit, but I think at least it was a new kind of arc for Rarity and Spike. So I quite like that.
Yeah.
But it's not like the Rainbow Dash one where it's basically it was just the same thing over. Just in a different setting. This one's pretty different. It's kind of jealousy and she's still generous, but in a bad way. Sort of. That's kind of cool. You know what I mean? She uses gifts and stuff like that to try to get Spike away from that person, from Gabby. So it's kind of like too generous, or kind of using generosity to a bad end. So it's kind of cool to actually see. We've kind of seen the bad side of all the elements, and then what's kind of cool one.
Right.
Bribery.
Right. Although it did seem like with what we saw after the convention and with the game, it did seem like Brady was genuinely enjoying herself.
Yeah, I think. I can see that.
Yeah, it's like I never would have expected Brady to get so invested in a game of ogres and oubliettes. But hey, here we are.
You can see that also starting some stories. Maybe she joins the guy's night.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I kind of also like the kind of parallel of kind of Spike would kind of wish for that to happen, basically. But in this context now, it's kind of become something he doesn't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To play others and ogre, that's what Rarity would be like. Like his best dream ever, but in this case it was like twisted to be the worst, sort of. So that was kind of cool. We get some pretty complicated kind of manipulation here, so that's kind of cool. And it's nuanced in nice ways, so that's kind of cool. The faces are really good. I liked watching Rarity's reactions and stuff. They were really well animated.
Yeah.
Especially her mouth and stuff gave away a lot of stuff. If you watched her mouth, she's kind of, the prissy type, so you can kind of watch how her lips are formed to get her expression instead of her eyes, like a lot of times. So that's kind of cool thing to look out for. I just also like that they brought back Gabby, and it wasn't just kind of a one-off thing, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Gabby was like a pretty good character. I think she's kind of on the end. I think she's kind of on the edge of being annoying to me personally, but I think it's okay. You know what I mean? I could definitely see Spike in her too, though. I think that's going to be a fan favorite sort of pairing, sort of. Sadly, we won't get much more of that unless she's in the next season or whatever, or next series, but I doubt that. And it sounds like they're doing like a hard reset, so Probably all bets are off.
Right.
Well, what do you think, Sarcasm?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Kind of,
Uh,
what were you gonna say?
my mind is just like bleh, 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 tonight.
I was gonna point out, I kind of like the classical setup of the episode where all the characters kind of help out.
Yeah,
I kind of liked how they fit everyone in very subtly. Not you could see her doing that. You know, you could see her going to all her friends, and you can see also that all her friends will try to help. So that's kind of good.
yeah,
It it's like a side growth of all the characters as well, if you think about it, because they're all doing something they don't want to, just to be there for Rarity.
right.
You know, even Rainbow Dash was in on it. She's even like the first one, I think, to get.
Oh yeah, Rainbow Dash was there too. She was there for the fabrics.
Probably got the shortest end, actually, because she got crushed.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash was not enjoying this.
I mean, the other ones just got stuff thrown at them.
Like the only one who was probably fine with it. Okay, the only two that were probably fine with it were Pinky and Fluttershy.
Yeah, this was definitely not an Apple Rarity episode for those out there. Sorry. There's some definite friction there. I do like how Rarity brought a headlamp. Applejack brought like a legit headlamp.
Yeah.
I don't think you could have taken that more literally. And it was also just tied to her hat, so in other words, her hat's on her head so strong that it can hold up a lamp. It's like if you had a baseball cap, tied a stick to it, then put like a weight on the end of the stick, and then the hat didn't come off. That's pretty intense. Because you gotta shove that hat on really hard. I mean, it was even bending the stick it was using, so maybe I'm reading into this a bit too much.
Yeah, maybe not. Who knows?
I would be happy if it kind of ended here. I guess it was a nice finisher. I guess it's a finisher, but since this finale's three episodes long, we might get like a little up end to all of this, but we'll see.
Right.
With how these episodes are going, I could see that where they kind of do like a flash into every little thing and cap it off or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's just what's I gonna say? I kind of like seeing the other way around. That was kind of a good thing where you pointed out, yeah, you don't know really how much you like something till it's gone. Sorry, we've gotten that a couple times, I think. I don't think we've gotten it from Rarity yet, so that's kind of good.
Yeah, it's like you get so used to the status quo when it changes, you're just not sure what to do anymore. So I finally got Breath of the Wild. Eh, I was about to say, it's like, well, guess you really don't like it left.
Alright, yeah, hey there.
Yeah?
Okay, sorry, I guess I got disconnected.
Ah.
I heard you said you got Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, my cousin was supposed to get it for me for my birthday. He finally got around to it.
You can sink hundreds of hours into that game, so
Yeah.
it's a really good game. It's probably my favorite Zelda game, which is saying something, really.
Yeah.
So,
That took like forever to download.
oh, you downloaded it? Okay.
Yeah. I bought a huge memory card for a reason.
Oh, yes. I got a new game called Lone Stands, I believe, for... What's it called?
Mm.
Alex has been gone for a while. Hell, maybe.
But yeah, it's like Nintendo systems have always been kind of slow when it comes to internet.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like a game should not take over an hour to download. I also picked up a few costumes for Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got the Persona 3 and 4 protagonist outfits and the Sans outfit, but only because I wanted the music.
Oh, yes. Everyone flipped out about sand. Oh. I was going to say something before I had to go. So I'm probably coming up on when I need to go. But,
Okay.
what is... if I... on YouTube, there have been a bunch of freaking spoilers. Like really huge spoilers.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Have you seen any?
Nope.
You're super lucky.
I think it's because I don't really. I think it's because I don't really watch a lot in the way of pony on YouTube, so it doesn't really pop it up in the recommendations.
Yeah, okay. It's freaking okay. Yeah, they put like massive spoilers in the thumbnail. Like, if they are true, which from EQT it sounds like they are, but which sucks because I sadly I had to look at them like a couple times. So, like massive spoilers.
Yeah, it's like most of my recommendations has something to do with either Terraria, Minecraft, or Space Engineers. Or RPGs. Let's see now. Minecraft, Zelda Randomizer, Watch Mojo, Minecraft, Yu-Gi-Oh, Minecraft, Terraria, Final Fantasy IV Randomizer, a tool-assisted speedrun, and uh, some other thing. So my recommendation list is safe.
I guess to come up with some, like, a bit of bad stuff about this episode, I guess Rarity was a bit kind of, well, she was kind of a jerk the whole time. It's kind of not like, it's not new. So it's not quite as glaring as, like, when Rainbow Dash acts kind of stupid or selfish.
Right.
But,
Check.
yeah, I guess.
I went back. I remember reading something about the episode. During the Ogres and Oubliettes game, Rarity's character is fighting off a green-eyed monster. Which, hold on. Basically, it has to do with envy.
Oh, I see.
It's like the writers knew what they were doing there.
The blue does not mean anything. Or purple, sorry.
I don't think so. It's a Shakespeare thing.
When I found the game that I was talking about, it's called Far Lona Sales. If you want to look that up, it's like, oh,
I didn't really hear that.
if you want to look up the game that I was talking about, it's called Far Lona Sales. Like far, and then
Far Loan Sales?
Yeah. I would suggest it. It's like it's a side scroller adventure game where you only go to the right. Basically, you just go to the right as long you just try to go right as hard as you can. Basically, you're like a little red dude, and you are piloting this massive ship thing.
Yeah, I'm on the Steam page.
I would totally suggest it if you want a game that will just grip you for like 5 hours. That'll do it. 5 to 6 hours, I think, is how long it took me. And it was really good all the way through. It's kind of one of those games where you don't really get stuck very long, which I don't. I never like getting stuck.
Right.
That's kind of what I really like to bring to the Wild. There aren't many really tricky puzzles. There are a couple that are pretty hard, but like nothing that will stump you for several hours.
Yeah.
That's something that really takes on me when I play some of the Zelda games. There'll be some random little puzzle that I can't figure out for hours, and it's just annoying. You're like, I want to continue, but I can't.
Yeah.
So this was nice because it was a balance of puzzles and just going and movement, and you get kind of. It's really pretty, even though it's all basically gray. So it's kind of like a less depressing Limbo.
Not that I've played that either.
Limbo's, I got decently far in Limbo, but that's really depressing. And I got stuck. It gets pretty complicated at the end, or the timing is really hard. The controls are pretty floaty, so I think I was playing it on the app, so that didn't help either.
He has
Wow.
returned.
Didn't think the game would.
I was worried about when I needed to go, probably.
I didn't think the game would do this.
Yeah, but on like a screensaver. Alright, I do have to go because I still gotta go take a shower.
Okay.
Okay.
And I gotta walk up this massive hill. And I don't really want to do it at 2 a.m.
Hopefully you'll be. Hopefully. Is it another week? Do you have another week or?
Well, I think I'm getting back Sunday, like, of next week.
Okay.
So, probably won't be able to be home by then. Well, if you're doing it on Saturday, are you doing it on Saturday?
Most likely.
Alright, then, I might have to call you again like this. So I might be able to do this format again, but yeah. At least I will be back for the finale and stuff, hopefully, and I'll be available for those.
Right.
So, yeah, yeah. But, yeah, I probably have to go pretty soon here, so I don't keep up my friend. And, let's...
Ready then?
Alright. You can watch what we talked... Yeah. You can watch what we talked about, me and Sarcasm. We got through most of the episode, but you still have to give your opinion. Alright. I'll let you guys go. Have fun.
Have fun.
Good night. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, it took me a while to realize that you actually left. But yeah, I was telling him how I got Breath of the Wild.
Ooh,
I was
nice.
thinking like maybe if you had to do like one of those non-artsy streams, like maybe one of those times I could play that on stream. Or at least give it a shot.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea. Thankfully, I kind of forgot to mention this was another Aaron's night. Thankfully, I got out around. Thankfully, I left around a time. Thankfully, I left about second scene, so shouldn't be too far to get back in.
Wait, what?
Thankfully, I left around the. Thankfully, I left around the second scene that you were recapping, so shouldn't be too far to get back in it if I'm, trying to go through my notes.
Oh. Let me pull the episode back up, I guess. So, what scene in particular was it?
We were at the post office.
Oh yeah, with meeting Gabby, right?
Right.
Oh wow, that's only 5 minutes in. It's like there probably is like a notification sound and someone types a message in the chat, but I think I turned it off because with all the other groups I'm in, it would just constantly be dinging at me.
Oh.
Right. I guess I'll be recapping this. So that's, so Verdi goes to the post office with a huge crate of stuff, not to send it, but as part of an apology to Spike. She meets up with Gabby, who Verdi decides to used as a test audience for her apology. Gabby likes it, but wondering what she's apologizing for. Rarity doesn't think that matters. In comes Spike, who asks what Rarity's doing there. Rarity says that she's there to make a totally sincere apology. Oh, hi, Spike. Wait, what? And decided to do her apology. Spike's like, sure, but what are you apologizing for? So it turns out Gabby and... I'm getting that echo again. And now it's gone. Weird.
Strange.
You have headphones on, right?
No, but I will be, since I'll be at Roasted Comic Con next week.
Yeah, it's like when doing stuff like this, it's always recommended that you use headphones to block out any of the audio coming from your speakers going back into your microphone.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, that might help with the general quality. Also, sorry, my brain kind of blanked out for a moment. The echo. So yeah, it turns out Gabby and Spike are pen pals, and they're both from races that aren't exactly up on the whole friendship thing, and they're both essentially in the mail business in one form or another. So yeah, they have plenty in common. So they've just been hanging out, and Rarity is about this, but asks if Spike wants to help her stuff, but they have flown off. So Rarity goes about her normal routine without Spike. Ribodash helps carry cloth, which Spike isn't there to help choose between colors. Rarity's on her own. Sorry, stomach is just a little bit. Rarity is on her own picking out gemstones. Normally Spike would be there to like the gemstones to find which ones are just right. Rarity tries to get them herself, but that doesn't work. That echo is really annoying.
I guess I should make a serious note of that.
Yeah. And by the time skip to a scene transition where it is just really blurry. And Rarity has to carry all of her own bags without Spike's help, and as anyone would know, that is just not Rarity's thing. And she's at spa all alone. Normally Spike would be there to eat the cucumbers. So Rarity's doing her sewing thing, and Fluttershy's there to help hold the pin cushion. It's just not the same though without Spike. Fluttershy suggests that she do something to show Spike how much she appreciates him, and this gives Rarity an idea. Rarity goes to the castle into Spike's room and wakes him up early in the morning with a brochure for the crap, I forgot what it was called again.
Great Gem Crevasse.
Of the Crystal Mountain.
Yeah, I was quite surprised you actually quite surprised you decided to re-recap, so to speak. Re-recap, so to speak. Almost thought I was going to have to bring out the wiki page. And surprised I still have that, even though you... yeah.
Well, I'm figuring if anyone was watching, they probably stopped watching after we did the first end of recap. I mean, let's face it, we don't exactly get that much of an audience. No offense or anything. It's just... we should probably advertise more. I get the word out about our podcast. Anyway. So Spike's excited about this, but he was supposed to hang out with Gabby, but he decides he can write a note. It'll be fine. So they get back from their trip, and Gabby's there waiting for them. She got the note, and yeah, totally thinks that was a better idea than hanging out with her today. It's like, yeah, hang out tomorrow. That's great. So it's the next day, they're hanging out, and they run into Rarity, who just so happens to have passes for Power Pony Palooza for that day. Spike is like, ooh, I like this. But supposed to hang out with Gabby, but maybe tomorrow? Gabby's getting a little sad about this. She really wants to hang out with him. So it's the end of the day. Rarity and Spike get back to the castle. Even Rarity dressed up for the occasion, dressing as the maniac. But yeah, they are both exhausted, as anyone who's been to a convention would know the feeling.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, they're thinking, yeah, next day is just gonna be a rest day, don't do anything. He'll send a letter to Gabby about that. It's like, yeah, not doing anything today. So the next day rolls around, and Rarity shows up at the castle and brings with her ogres and oubliettes. Perhaps they could relax with a nice game of that. Spike likes this idea. So Gabby shows up at the castle with a thing of soup for Spike, since he's so exhausted, and comes across their game. One thing of note is Rarity's character is defending herself from a green-eyed monster. Which, if you know Shakespeare, green-eyed monster is supposed to be a thing about envy, which is particularly what Rarity's been feeling this episode. So it's like the writers knew what they were doing.
It's a trope that happens a lot. It's a trope that happens a lot in media.
Yeah. But directly calling out the trope like that, it's like, you don't get that much.
But yeah, there's no reason I never thought in here.
Yeah. But yeah, Gabby sees them playing, and yeah, basically, oh, guess you didn't have we're too tired to spend time with me, huh? And Gabby's sad, Spike's sad. Rarity's idly getting into this game. It's like she is not really paying attention. So Spike is with Rarity on her usual routine, picking up fabric, picking out gemstones, but going to the spa. But Spike is just not feeling it today. He is just... he's upset about Gabby. Gabby's not feeling happy. And so they get back to the castle. Twilight is surprised that she has never seen Spike this sad. Rarity's like, oh, maybe it's just a convention, but no, that's not it. Maybe it's the fact that Gabby doesn't want to hang out with him anymore. This surprises Twilight because they've been hanging out all the time. Rorty points out that she may have been using up all of Spike's time for herself so that Gabby can't spend time with him. Yeah, I'm sure that has something to do with it. She's just... Rorty's just gotten so used to Spike being around that now that things have changed, she just doesn't know what to do anymore. Which kind of gets me thinking about, like, with the series ending, what then? What do I do from there? It's like, what do I watch? Do I go back and catch up on anime, or what? It's like, you know?
Yep, it's definitely a relatable situation. Though, if I may interject, we'll still most likely have this podcast going, even if we have to switch shows. Sometimes we'll look back on a classic or something.
You kind of cut out.
I said it is definitely a relatable situation. Though, if I may interject, we're still going to have this podcast going. Though we're of course switching shows or going back on a classic every now and again.
Right. But yeah, after a bit of a talking to from Twilight, Rarity decides maybe she should apologize to Gabby, and yeah. So she goes to the post office with a bunch of the stuff she used to hang out with Spike, and yeah, this is what I used to have Spike hang out with me. This is evidence of what I've done. And then Spike shows up, and yeah, he deserves an apology too, and Gabby kind of understands now, because now she hasn't had her much needed Spike time. So she gets how Rarity's feeling now, and they suppose they could share. So Spike and Gabby fly off, and Rarity's back at the gem cave with Pinkie Pie taking Spike's place, actually trying to catch the gems with her hooves instead of the basket. Not doing a great job of it, though. And in comes Spike. He got to hang out with Gabby, but he does enjoy his Rarity time. Oh, so that's what you're calling it, Pinkie Pie, it chips in. And then the bats wake up and swarm them. The end.
And she's hanging from the ceiling of all places.
Yep. But yeah, it was definitely a good episode, and basically closing the door on the whole Spike Rarity thing for the series. Because they're not doing anything more with that. It also opens up new shipping potential for the fanfic writers.
I get the feeling that polygamics are going to have quite the fun times with this.
Yep.
But yeah, very relatable situation. Great to see our feminine Black Griffin, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, it's good to see Gabby again. That's for sure. And Murder was fun too. You could tell she was actually having fun doing all those things with Spike.
Indeed.
So now we can have stuff with Rarity going to conventions and Rarity playing games.
And also, as I mentioned earlier, classic Applejack situation.
Yeah. That's, and it looks like next episode is a Starlight Glimmer episode.
Also, from what I've seen, Trixie is involved.
Of course. And it's by a new writer. I think. The name doesn't seem familiar. Okay, just do that.
I think it's safe to say a little better than last week. Granted, one of us wasn't able to stick around for long, but it was better him having. It was certainly better having him around for limited time rather than last week, where it was just you.
Yeah.
So yeah, more Star Wars next week. I will also be at Rose City Comic Con for anyone who is interested, and even if you can't join me down in the Portland. Hopefully, hopefully we'll get. Hopefully we'll get. Hopefully we'll get more. Hopefully we'll get that. Hope to get a. Hope to have some more to. Hope they. Hope you'll get you next week. Take care.
Later.